There was a moment in your life when everything felt intentional, not random, not accidental, but targeted. It felt like you were being cornered from every direction. People you trusted turned cold. Situations that once felt stable began collapsing. Doors closed without warning. Support systems disappeared. And at your lowest point, when you needed grace the most, you were met with silence, rejection, and even cruelty. It did not feel normal. It felt like something deeper, like you were being pushed, tested, almost offered up. And maybe the most painful part, it wasn't strangers, it was people close to you. People who knew you, people you never wronged. And yet, instead of lifting you when you were down, they seemed to activate when you were weakest. Like your pain gave them permission to go further than you ever imagined they would. That's when you realized this wasn't just life being hard. This felt like a sacrificial moment. But what they did not know is that what was meant to end you activated you. There comes a moment in life when illusions break, when people can't pretend anymore, when the masks slip and you finally see clearly. You always had a feeling about certain people, small signs, subtle energy shifts, a tone in their voice, a lack of genuine support, but you brushed it off. You gave grace, you assumed the best, until one day they showed you everything. Not by accident, but through their actions. At your lowest point, instead of helping, they attacked. Instead of protecting, they exposed you. Instead of standing with you, they stood against you. And it hit you hard, not just because of what they did, but because of who they were. That realization cut deep, because it forces you to grieve people who are still alive. But that clarity, it was necessary, because you cannot heal in spaces where truth is hidden behind masks. There was a point where it became too much. You reached that place where you sat alone, asking yourself, why is this happening to me? You looked around and saw other people with struggles, but somehow they were still thriving, still supported, still progressing. Meanwhile, you felt like everything around you was being stripped away. It felt like no matter how hard you tried, things kept falling apart. That kind of pressure doesn't just hurt, it isolates. It makes you feel like you are the problem, like maybe you deserve it, like maybe things will never change. And in that moment, all you could do was cry. Not because you were weak, but because you had been strong for too long without relief. This felt spiritual because the pattern was too consistent, too precise, too intentional. It wasn't just people being difficult, it was like something was walking through them. As it says in Ephesians chapter 6, verse 12. For our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the powers of this dark world. That doesn't mean people are demons, but it does mean that sometimes people act as vessels for negativity, insecurity, jealousy, or deeper darkness they don't even understand themselves. And when you began to see it that way, something shifted. You stopped taking everything personally. You stopped internalizing their actions, and you started realizing this wasn't about you being weak. This was about you being targeted because of your strength. A sacrificial moment isn't just about loss. It's about pressure designed to make you give up completely, to make you question your worth, to make you walk away from your purpose and feel like there's no point in continuing. And they pushed you there, emotionally drained, spiritually exhausted, mentally overwhelmed. It felt like everything in your life was aligning against you at once. And the people around you, instead of helping, they added to it. That's how you knew this went beyond misunderstanding. This was intentional harm. And maybe for a moment it almost worked, but only almost. You did not break. You bent. You cried. You questioned everything, but you did not quit. Because there is something in you that refuses to die. Even when everything around you collapses, even when people betray you, even when you don't see a way forward, there's a quiet strength inside you that whispers, keep going. And that whisper is powerful because it connects to something greater than you. Psalm 34 verse 18 says, "The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit." You were not alone, even when it felt like it, and that unseen support carried you through. Something unexpected happened. Instead of collapsing under the pressure, you started evolving. You began learning, observing, healing. You stopped pouring energy into people who drained you and started investing it back into yourself. And that changed everything. Your mindset shifted. Your confidence grew. Your awareness sharpened. And without even realizing it, you stepped into a different version of your life. It's like you moved onto a different path, a different timeline, one where those same people no longer had access to you. Not because they disappeared, but because you outgrew their reach. Here is the truth. They never wanted to see you thrive, not because you did anything wrong, but because your growth exposed their limitations. Your light challenged their darkness. Your resilience reminded them of their own lack of discipline, and that made them uncomfortable. So they tried to keep you small, because as long as you stayed in that state, they felt safe. But the moment you started rising, everything changed. What they meant for harm, God used for growth. Every betrayal taught you discernment. Every loss taught you independence. Every hardship built your resilience. And now, you are not the same person anymore. You are stronger, sharper, more aware, more disciplined, and more aligned with who you truly are. Genesis chapter 50 verse 20 says, "You intended to harm me, but God intended it for good." That's the shift. That's the transformation. You are no longer the person who tolerates everything. You set boundaries. You protect your energy. You trust your intuition. You no longer chase validation because you found it within yourself. And the biggest difference, you don't allow the same patterns to repeat, because now you see clearly, and clarity is power. What they thought was your ending was actually your beginning. They tried to break you, but they revealed you. They tried to silence you, but they strengthened your voice. They tried to push you out, but they pushed you into your purpose. And now you are moving differently, thinking and living differently. You are no longer surviving, you are building, growing and becoming. So if you ever look back at that season, don't just see the pain, see the transformation. Because you did not just survive it, you rose from it. That's something no one can ever take away from you. Thank you for watching, and may God bless you.